Welcome back, everybody, to the show. Oh, goodness, you're not ready for everything that we have in store today. Let's start with the numbers around Trump's presidency. How are Americans feeling about it? Despite Trump, just today I saw saying, I have the highest poll numbers ever. I'm the most popular ever. He's actually experiencing a major crash of his numbers. And that's what I want to show for you. Harry Hinton describing it as an abject disaster for him, saying if this keeps up, it's going to be bad for Republicans in the midterms. Let's listen.
Really, a huge piece of why the president was elected was to get a handle on cost of living. So how do Americans feel like he's doing?
Let me just say, this is an abject disaster. Abject disaster for the President of the United States. You mentioned it, Jessica. Look, voters on Trump and inflation. He won the 2024 election because he was more entrusted on inflation than Kamala Harris was, led by a margin of 9 points. Look at where his net approval stands today, though, on inflation. My goodness gracious. Into the gutter we go. Underwater we go. He's 25 points underwater. My goodness gracious. That is where the Little Mermaid is, and he is matching the Little Mermaid. That's how far underwater he is on the issue that got him elected. You
remember Trump said, I saw this guy, Harry Himden. You got to watch Harry Himden was saying I'm the highest ever. The opposite. Trump very much misunderstood what Harry Hinton was saying.
By 9 points on it last year, and now he's 25 points underwater. As I said, this is a complete and total disaster for the President of the United States.
And then we'll jump forward to this part.
26, there is no way on God's green earth that Republicans can hold on to the House of Representatives. These numbers, as I said, an abject disaster for Donald Trump, and therefore.
And the part I cut out, he did say if the numbers remain the same. So bad stuff for sure. And then the general approval rating. Let's see. I've lost
this Trump administration. The president is touting it as some of the most successful 6 months any president has ever seen. But what do the voters think about that and his job in general? CNN chief data analyst Harry Hinton is here. So the president says things are great. What do the voters say?
No, I think is the answer. 6 months in, the rules of political gravity absolutely apply to Donald Trump, and the USS Donald Trump is taking on a lot of water. What are we talking about? Trump's net approval rating. Look, he started off back in January plus 6 points on the net approval rating, -3 in March, -7 in May, and now he's at a term too low at -11 points. His net approval rating has dropped nearly 20 points in the aggregate since the beginning of his presidency. The American people do not like what they're seeing.
So the numbers are crashing. His approval is spiraling. And so, do you remember I've warned you in segments many times? I have told you on stage during my speech at the live show that get ready. If things keep heading in this direction, you're not going to see in right-wing media an acknowledgement of it, but instead an emphasis on the most random issues to distract people. And so we obviously went through the whole Sydney Sweeney saga, and I'll circle back to that in a second, which was right-wing media insisting, against all reason, that the entire left was just fixated on how they thought Sydney Sweeney was doing Nazi propaganda. And they invented this whole controversy out of it. The woke's gone so insane. And their next one, because that one kind of got tired, is sorority girls have been revived, all because of Donald Trump.
Over the last few weeks, students are heading back to college, particularly in the South. They start early down there. And one of the great American traditions for female college students is rushing a sorority. They don't do this in China. They don't do this in Russia. They don't do this in Namibia. They do it in America.
Wait, sorry, pause that part. Hello, everybody. He's trying to say they took this away. Joe Biden took these cowboy hats away. Nobody can gyrate anymore on college campuses.
It's Joe Biden.
It's Joe Biden. I can't even see my screen. But I Googled, is the United States the only place with sororities? Canada, Philippines, Greece, Italy, Germany, Netherlands, maybe by different names, but the same concept. Australia, New Zealand, Latin America. Okay, so you get the point. It's not just America. We will. Zoe, are you around, Zoe? Oh, come down here. We're going to get a resident college student to fact check this, okay?
And that should be okay. It should be okay to celebrate things that are uniquely American. But over the past several years, we haven't done that. We've been scared. Scared of the backlash, scared of who we might offend. We've been told that what you're seeing here is wrong. We were told there wasn't enough diversity in all these videos. But all that is changing.
Well, now that you mention it, now that you mention it, Hannity, is that his name? Okay.
And it's changing because of what happened in November. What you're looking at are sorority sisters competing with other sororities at other schools all over the country, making these videos to try and attract new members this fall. It started at just one college. Sisters choreograph a dance, and now it's a trend that has only grown from there. Wow. To dozens of colleges. You can't watch these videos without smiling and maybe
something smiling, Mr. Hannity, isn't it? Why are you watching videos of sorority girls dancing, sir? Aren't you like older? Every night I go to bed and I say, what should I do before bed? And I watch videos of sorority girls dancing.
Wishing that you were in college, maybe wishing that this could be you again. And that should be okay.
Yeah.
After 4 years of Joe Biden and DEI and tremendous reverse discrimination, especially against white people, especially against white men, fun is back. When people say America's healing, they're typically talking about the border being closed or inflation coming down or common sense coming back to the culture. And it's all of that. But more than anything.
So more than anything, it's this.
It's things like
this. Yeah. Okay. While we continue to this, please do click the subscribe button if you appreciate the show. And if you like this outfit, click the join button. Get members only content. We have lots of fun over on the members only bonus show. So this has been an argument we've been hearing, which is that Biden took away sorority girls' joy. They weren't able to dance. They weren't able to white claw. They weren't able to go woo-wee at football games. They weren't able to do their signs right, hook 'em or gig 'em or whatever the heck mine was, go Bobcats, right? And so Zoe here, one of the members of our team, I just want to pose this to you. Did Joe Biden take away one of your best friends is a sorority girl right now? During the 4 years of Biden, did he take away the sorority sisters' joy?
No.
Did the girls at your college still dance, have cowboy boots, drink Trulies, and have joy?
Yes.
Okay, get out of here. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, listen, we do fact checking on this show. Hello. Just as someone who's in a sorority, did Joe Biden take away your joy and your ability to dance in a sorority?
No.
Cool. Love you.
Love you.
That was fact checking. Okay. What can you say? Wow. And also, if that's so true, how was this a trend during the Biden years?
Ashton going to Texas A&M, get your mags.
Howdy, my name's Sarah Jordan. I'm going to Texas A&M.
Hi, my name is Macy Drury. I'm going to OU. Boomer Center, baby. My name's Kathy Murphy. I'm going.
What was that words? Baba Haba?
Very obviously.
Oklahoma Boomer Center.
I'm Laura Bryant. I'm going to Southern Methodist University. Go Ponies.
Hi, my name is Dilly, and I'm going to Abilene Christian. Scratch them cats.
Yeah, scratch them cats. Let's scratch them cats. How is this? Hey, if Trump brought back the sorority girl, apparently, how do you credit? Okay, whatever. That's the latest culture war, which is liberals hate. That's the other thing that you're not seeing. Unless you're online, all over social media are these right-wing accounts posting videos of sorority girls dancing and saying Trump brought this back, and liberals are melting down over this. Liberals are melting down over this, okay? If that's true, then how is this during the peak of this supposed woke panic?
Hi, my name's Chelsea, and I'm going to University of Arkansas. Whooping.
Hi, my name's Taylor, and I'm going to Mizzou. Go Tigers. Hi, my name's Trina Barker, and I'm going to University of Arkansas. Whooping.
Hi, my name's...
Oh, who's this?
I'm going in tomorrow. Whoopee!
Hi, my name's... That's fun. We should do a little show roundup. Hi, my name's Jay Willis. I work with Luke's show. Hi, my name's Zoe. So that was the other one. This is kind of uncomfortable. But you think when I was in college during the peak woke, whatever, as they're saying, I didn't go to hoedowns? Look at me. Do I look like someone who hasn't gone to a hoedown?
You're my daddy.
Sure. I think if y'all saw me at a hoedown gyrating, We would have to put that on OnlyFans, okay? Control yourselves. Now, Hannity's still trying to talk about the Sweeney thing, but he didn't realize, this is just focus. Trump's polling goes down. Totally insane culture wars go up. Okay, that's just, I promise that's how it goes. The more the Republican Party becomes unpopular for the consequential things they're doing, the more you're going to hear about the completely unconsequential reasons that you should be fed up about something culturally that's meaningless. Okay, and Sydney Sweeney's ad was one of them. He doesn't realize though that he debunked his own point. Watch this.
According to a survey, only 12% of people found the ad offensive, 39% found it clever, and 40% didn't care one way or the other. They're not woke. Anyway, good for Sydney Sweeney. If I was Bud Light, I would hire her tomorrow.
I'm sure you would, Sean.
It might be the best.
Here's my point. I'd just love to drink a beer with Sydney Sweeney. Is that so wrong? Ainsley, are you woke? Or are you going to tell me? Ainsley is his wife. Are you going to tell me I can't drink a beer with Sydney Sweeney?
Think you've ever had. It would solve the Dylan Mulvaney issue overnight in many respects. I think it would. Put her in a tank top, put a beer in her hand, have her watching a football game. America would respond very favorably.
Y'all are so weird. A grown man is on Fox News going, this is how we solve woke. We put Sydney Sweeney in a tank top. Dude, no one was talking about this. But look, he puts polling on screen. 12% of the country in a poll, apparently, found it offensive in some way. 12%. You can get more than 12% of Americans to say they believe in flat earth. 12%. I love the people who say 40% say neither. They don't care. You just debunked your own point. No one was caring about this. Wow. So you'll be hearing a lot about that. I referenced the speech. I warned you all of this. The worse things look for Republicans politically, the more damage they do on the important stuff, the more you're going to hear about these insane, fabricated, contrived issues.
Do you want those things? There we go. But obviously Fox News, right-wing media, Republican politicians aren't going to admit that. Again, it's a cult. Why would they? So that means that between now and future elections, oh baby, they're going to be working overtime to distract you with everything but the most consequential truth. Fox News, as the midterms approach, is suddenly going to find out about a migrant caravan coming from Guatemala. They're going to be keeping an eye on that migrant caravan from Guatemala 24/7. They're going to find out it's actually a migrant caravan from Guatemala comprised of exclusively trans people, actually. And oh my goodness, you're going to hear about that migrant caravan from Guatemala comprised exclusively of trans people nonstop. When people start realizing that their health care is going away, Fox News is going to find out it's actually a trans migrant caravan from Guatemala who are all coming to the United States to play in women's sports. What? And oh baby, you're going to know so much about that trans migrant caravan from Guatemala who are all coming to the United States to play in women's sports. And then, when Trump flubs and ants are trying to defend his Medicaid and Medicare cuts, Fox News is going to suddenly find out it's a trans migrant caravan from Guatemala who are all coming to the United States to play in women's sports, and they also are drag queens. And then they're going to find out it's a trans migrant caravan from Guatemala who are coming to the United States to play in women's sports, but also drag queens whose only job in America will be reading at drag queens' story hours in children's libraries. Moving on. And then they'll find out it's a trans drag queen migrant caravan from Guatemala who are all coming to the United States to play in women's sports, to read drag queen story hours, and have a stated goal of taking away Americans' guns. And then they're going to find out it's a trans drag queen migrant caravan from Guatemala who are all coming to the United States to play in women's sports and read a drag queen story that has a stated goal of taking away Americans' guns, and they're going to turn your kids gay, damn it.
That was fun. So I misguessed. It wasn't a trans migrant caravan, etc. It was Sydney Sweeney and sorority girls, but it's the same concept. So just be on the lookout. Don't get rage bait. I'm so tired. Everyone's in these rage bait doom cycles. And then some right-wing accounts are just getting real desperate. The NRCC is dedicated to defending our conservative majority in the House. National Republican Congressional Caucus, I don't know. But that account posted, top secret Democratic memo found on DC Street reveals their Project 2026 nightmare agenda. Higher taxes, open borders, skyrocketing gas prices, no more gas cars, crime in the streets, trans sex changes for kids, and no more freedom. This is their. This is apparently the Democratic Party. Are they trying to pass this off as real? Because look, they make it look real, and I know a lot of people went, "Wow, they found the Democrats' Project 2026," but as Micah did, if you zoom in on some of them, one of the bullet points that supposedly the Democrats are planning on running on is end fossil fuels, gas stoves, cars, and common sense. I'm sure they put that. They put that in the memo. End common sense. Step 4, end sorority girls. Genius. So just don't fall for it. Keep your eye on the ball. Bigger, more important things are happening.